Hello.
Hey,
How's it going?
going pretty good. I haven't slept in a bit.
Hey, well, I just slept for a good while, so I'll make sure to keep the energy going.
Nah, thank you, thank you.
Although my voice does seem like it's starting to fade a little bit. It has like that kind of scratchy tone to it.
I've got a sort of second wind going along, fortunately, so I can't wait to crash in like an hour.
Wait, have you are you about to just go to bed for like the day?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm just like anticipating, because I've just been out doing like modding and all that stuff all day, all night for like the past couple days because I just couldn't sleep. And so I'm just kind of,
Who do you mod for?
oh, just modding as in,
Oh,
like developing.
gotcha.
So, like, Z64 Online, Wind Waker, etc., and some other projects that I've been contracted for.
Speaking of, did you see what just happened to me in Wind Waker Rando?
I did not. Was watching your stream, but I hadn't paid attention for a few minutes while I was working on this last minute feature.
I was doing the auction, and the reward was a silver rupee, and I got it. But then he gave me the silver rupee before I spent the money, so I thought I would have more than 200 rupees from doing it. But now I have 17 rupees after buying it.
Oh man,
It gives it to you in the wrong order.
that
It's.
bastard.
I'm happy to have you here though, because I think you know Wind Waker Rando better than I do.
Yeah, at least a little bit. I've done tests with it with Wind Waker Online, so I know a few things. So if you need help, I will do my best.
Um, so I just got the town flower for the trading site quests. Is it possible
Hmm.
for me to actually do that right now, or do I have to
Um, so there are some checks that I don't exactly know perfectly, but I think the town trading quest, so all the stuff is randomized for like where you receive the flowers or the statues. Like,
Gotcha.
can you buy them at the shop or are they like in chests?
I just got the first one at the shop.
Okay, I'm not too sure then because
I think I just take it to
I'm
the
not.
Goron at Great Fish Isle, don't I?
Yeah, probably.
Let's go try it.
It's
Let's
been
just
a
see what
bit.
happens.
I usually have that stuff turned off on my randoms. I do baby seats.
I made this one exceptionally hard for the marathon because apparently I'm masochistic, I guess. I like inflicting my own pain. Anyway, so how long have you been doing modding for Zelda Online?
So so modding like in particular,
Sure, you can say
uh,
in particular, and you can give it a little history if you like.
right. So I started modding. My first modding project was using Ocarina of Time, before I worked on Ocarina of Time Online, where it was just traditional ROM hacks and like you've heard of Nimpai's Adventure and
Mm-hmm.
some other like Third Quest, for example. Those were the kinds of stuff that I was trying to do, but despite like a couple years of work, I never actually got to release anything, so I just have a bunch of stuff just lying around on my
What did you
computer of
learn
old
the
projects.
most while working on that sort of modding?
Um, the creative aspect I've learned is like don't let yourself stagnate because if a lot of the I had like a team with me at the time when I was working on those projects, and if you like declare yourself a leader or like a one who starts the project, you need to be able to keep up steam or else other people won't. And so that's something that I've been I struggled a lot back then, and that's why working in like currently with ModLoader, it's a lot. I'm doing a lot better with like keeping up momentum.
That's kind of
Uh,
cool. I actually kind of
yeah.
feel a little bit that way doing the subathon and just working so closely with just my mods and everything and the community.
Mm,
I feel like in a other kind of similar instance, I'm like a leader in this particular situation. And yeah, it kind of
yeah.
forces a lights a fire under your ass to be a better version of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be the best version that people can rely on.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm trying to achieve today, where those projects have failed. Today I've become a co-lead developer on Zelda 64 Online, which is our update to Ocarina of Time Online and Majora's Mask Online, which
What was the name of that again?
Z64 Online, which is Zelda 64 Online. So it's basically an online mod for mod loader. The games are still separate, but it's all in like one project. And one example is Majora's Mask was a fork of Ocarina of Time Online.
Mm-hmm.
And so any new features that came to Ocarina of Time had to be ported to Majora's Mask Online, which
Yeah.
is really difficult because as like the code base is kind of differed because Den of Lions was the one who created Ocarina of Time and was working on that code base, and I was working on Majora's Mask personally. It became really difficult for us to just work on two different things and then copy paste things over.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, well, we're going to revise the entire project to be just one mod. So anything that is possible with Ocarina of Time Online in terms of like customization and features should be like directly translatable into Majora's Mask. Any bug fixes from one game should also be applicable to the other game, stuff like that. So that's kind of like our main project that we've been working on right now. It's just an update that makes a lot of things more stable and adds more features to both of the games.
One of my
Hey,
favorite
Drahsid.
things, not I guess not favorite, but a cool thing I saw on mod loader that I haven't really like participated in yet is the like points. The points that you can get from just doing certain little like achievement
Bounties?
points, I guess. Is that what they're called,
Right.
bounties?
Yeah, so the bounty system is a really fun thing that we came up with during the, I believe it was like the 3.0 event, or the 3.0 release, where we had one of our event developers create us a custom 3D Morshu model. And we were like, okay, well, would it be really funny if we made event exclusive item or costumes and sold them in a secret shop in our 3D market that I modeled? Because you know how in Ocarina of Time, the market's just like a PNG or whatever. It's like a JPEG background.
Yeah.
I went ahead and personally remodeled the entire thing in 3D.
Wait, you were the person who made that?
Yeah,
Oh
it
shoot, I
was.
love the 3D market model.
I'm glad it was a co-effort between me and the same person who made the 3D model for Morshu, Unisog. So we worked together on making the 3D market and the shop, and we talked with Dan and the other devs. We're like, how should we distribute these things? Because obviously, like, they're free to they're free to get, right? But it
Mm-hmm.
would be really cool for our like model developers to be able to like create exclusive stuff for this pseudo store that they can buy.
Yeah.
And so what we created was the bounty system where you can earn rubies like from the CDI games, where you
Oh,
do
so
different
that's why you have the
tasks.
CDI guy inside the little shop.
Yeah,
That makes more
so
sense.
exactly. So what we do is we made this bounty system where every day, um, the bounties are like the bounty list is randomized, and each bounty has a different set of rubies you can earn,
Mm-hmm.
and so you can while you're playing like your Ocarina of Time Rando Seed or whatever with your friends, you could like probably do them on the way while you're like in the middle of like a dungeon or something. It's like, oh well, I'm already gonna have to go kill Goma, and that's a bounty today. And when you do a bounty, everyone in the lobby also redeems the rubies for that bounty.
Oh,
And so it's kind
nice.
of like,
So you can work together to do them.
yeah, exactly. So you can, and
I didn't
so
know that.
every 24 hours you get like a new set of bounties.
What else
And
could
then
possibly be purchased with rubies apart from costumes and emotes?
we wanted, and we're actually thinking about it right now, is having like little Navi replacements.
Ooh,
Um, I wanted like personally to make a Chow Garden sort of deal where like you can raise like a companion
that'd be
in
so
Ocarina of Time and Majora's
cute.
Mask. Yeah.
It's a
So
great
in the
idea.
bounty code, I left a little bit of like prep for that, just in case we ever did go with that idea. But otherwise, I think a really cool idea would to be have custom like Navi 3D models or whatever.
Have you guys done any 3D models for Navi yet that you've released?
We haven't released them. Den of Lions implemented them in Z64O, but they're like not exactly hooked up for people to use yet.
Yeah.
But they are possible. So like once Z64O is in like its fully released 1.0 state or whatever, that's likely something that you could get from the shop if we have the time or the resources to do it. If not, it'll probably be on the website for you just to go download too, the Navi replacements.
I definitely want to try that. That sounds so much fun.
Yeah. There's some other ideas that we've been wanting to implement. It's just kind of a matter of time sort of deal. But we did try out PvP for a little bit in an older version of Ocarina of Time Online. But as the nature of the project progresses, we get like more experienced with the code and the game's engine, and so we kind of like revised things to be more stable, which meant we had to remove PvP and wait till we had something like that was much more stable and perfect before we re-implemented it.
I mean,
And
I'm
so that's
happy
kind
you
of
can
where we are
interact
right
with each
now.
other, make each other bleed.
Yeah, you can in the current version you can like mess around and like that's kind of like leftovers from us cutting out PvP, but I've actually modeled a couple PvP maps in a la like a battle royale sort of deal. So I'd really like to see that come to life.
Well, I'm excited I'm talking to you because I'm definitely down to try out everything.
Yeah, Dross is the one who made PvP in like the other versions. Um, but yeah, like I said earlier, there'd be like a lot of major internal changes that would like just require PvP to be rewritten with those in mind, to the point where it's just like let's just wait till we can settle on like one idea for how we'll like do the internal stuff, and then
Just
we'll do
turn Lon
PvPs.
Lon Ranch into the wilderness from RuneScape. So if you ever want to kill anybody or have any battles, you have to go to the ranch. And that's where you settle all the battles. Go to the ranch.
Drahsid says add 2 cans to the streamer we blue ball with hype for PvP list. We have an inside joke with Scott Falco, because he's really hyped for PvP, and we kept promising it to him, but we kept delaying it because like another massive rewrite was going on that required it to be delayed. And so every time we talk to him now about like any updates, that's always like part of the subject matter is him being like, we just have back and forth joke about us lying to him and shit like that.
I mean, PvP is cool, but like at the same time, it's not something that I'm dying for in Zelda. But it would be neat to see and like just to fuck around with, you know.
Yeah, I would like to make game modes. That's primarily what I would be interested in PvP. I made this like battle royale map, and so I think it'd be really cool to have like a bunch of links like drop down on like cuckoos or whatever, and just beat the shit out of each other.
Oh my god, Battle Royale for Zelda sounds like so cool.
Yeah, Zelda,
Breath of the,
Fortnite,
it would work
go.
best for Breath of the Wild for sure, because of the map
Oh
size.
yeah, definitely. Man, doing Breath of the Wild modding would be so cool.
It's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
picking up for sure. That's what I'm like gonna be getting into after this subathon is Breath of the Wild randomizer, which I honestly don't know hardly anything about apart from a couple of videos I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Breath of the Wild randomizer myself, but I have like seen probably a few clips from streamers playing it, and I do think it'd be really cool to try out. I just Breath of the Wild's a really big game, and I usually play it like to just mess around, and so like having like a goal like to like beat a randomizer, I'd probably like do way more than is necessary to beat the game.
What does Drahsid mean by custom race maps for Majora's Mask?
So with Majora's Mask, you know how you have like the Goron rolling?
Yes.
We wanted to create custom like Mario Kart-esque race maps for players to compete in like Goron rolling.
That would be really fun. That'd be like, I would love, like, Goron racing game would be the most fun thing ever, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we haven't really looked into it, but it was one of the things that's just like, if we were to do it, I think that'd be super duper fun. There's so much like really cool potential we can do in just those like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It's just like,
How much potential
what
would you
gets
say is
done?
there? How do you measure potential?
Well, right now, like a lot of our work has gone into mainly cosmetics, and I think potential could go more into like the ROM hack side of it, where, like I said, like PvP game modes or like racing game modes, like say you could have like horse racing with other players, or
Oh my god, a Zelda horse racing game would be so fucking legit.
yeah, exactly. Do you know that one video it was like put on YouTube a billion years ago where it was like this Halo Combat Edition or whatever, like Zelda mod, and it had like some really edgy emo song in the background.
Let
Uh,
the let the
I
boys
wanted to recreate that so bad in OTO. Like that's our release trailer for it, is just to recreate that Halo Zelda mod video in OTO PvP.
I would retweet and share. Bring like people's like fever dreams back like to reality.
Hell yeah.
I have a feeling this chest is gonna have something good. It has to. It has to. Gosh, no, not you. Not you. Get away from him.
I've been actually like screwing around with chests and Wind Waker Online, trying to get them to like sync up properly, and it works half the time. So I'm really annoyed. That's what I was doing right before we called.
What was happening? You said?
Having chests like sync between players, so if one player opens a chest, it'll open on the other player, so they don't like accidentally open a chest twice during a run or something.
Oh, you have to communicate everything you've done?
Well, that's not the plan. Like, I'm trying to fix that right now, because it's like, say I do the top half of Hyrule and someone does the bottom half. If we want to check over each other's work, it's like we're gonna just the chests that someone else opened are gonna be closed for me. So I'm trying to fix that right now, because
Gotcha.
that would suck. Because then if you get like a progression item,
How long have you
and
been
then
working
would
on Wind Waker Online?
So I officially started Wind Waker Online as like a sort of joke back in January 2021.
As a joke.
Yeah, it was basically one of our main developers, Sylvain, had created a Modloader 64 binding for Dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been it was unfinished, so I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna see what I can do with it. And so I started like a little bit of Wind Waker Online, just to see like what I could do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I got that really, really basic like puppet syncing. That was it, and it was basically just the T-pose puppets.
Yeah.
And nothing else. No like data syncing. Your save data wasn't like shared. Items you'd get weren't a thing. Stuff like that. So it was like a really, really, really early thing, but it was basically a proof of concept. And then I put it down for about like a year, because I just got busy with like IRL stuff and like the Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask Online,
Mm-hmm.
and Z64 Online. And about the beginning of I think this year, or sometime like last November, was whenever I picked it up again. And so I've probably put in like a few months of work into the project in its whole in like the last like year or year and a half it's been a thing. But I've been trying
Are
to.
you pretty positive that you'll be able to like flesh it out and make it as like seamless as the N64 version, or are you still trying to figure out if that's possible?
It should be possible. I've done like a lot of. I've done so much to the point where it's like all my experience working on OOT and MM have made working on Wind Waker a lot like more translatable, because I can mainly just take what I've learned from those two games
Mm-hmm.
and essentially copy things over almost verbatim and just adjust things. So my work on Wind Waker has been extremely fast. It's just there are some things that aren't super like vital to stability, which is like puppets. Like for example, there's still the T-posing links with like really screwed up eyes.
Which I think T-posing Link actually brings like a different flavor that people appreciate.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's
I
like
forget, do
there's
you
different
sell these flowers
priorities.
back to him, or do I have to like plant it? I thought you're supposed to
I,
like
th-
trade it to him. Or do
I
I
think
trade
you,
this one to the other Goron?
yeah, I think you like
It's like a three-way?
I honestly can't remember. You might have to ask chat on this one.
Damn. Gotta trade the Goron. Sorry who said it. Caps lock. Okay,
So
gotcha.
back onto like Wind Waker O, it's like there are like different levels of priorities for different like features that I need to work on. I felt like okay, the really easy ones to work on would be like syncing the items and quest data, like you know, say someone else gets a bomb, you get the bomb too, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Swords, blah blah blah. I felt like okay, that's gonna be simple, and I can do that. And then the next thing is like I need to see if I can make the world like cooperate together properly, which is what I'm doing right now. Is say,
Wait, does Drahsid want to come to the call?
uh, yeah, I think he's available now if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead and add him.
Yeah, let me do that.
Let's go.
Drahsid.
I need to figure out where to go next. While we're adding him, I need to look at this. I think we need to collectively take a look at this thing that the mods put together. So earlier I made a tier list. I figured it out a tier list of how daddy all the dads in Zelda are. And we actually have a tier list made for it. And it looks actually
my.
pretty good.
Oh yeah, I was there for a little bit of it. Triple S tier. Dompe, let's go.
Dead Dompe.
Dead Dompe, yeah.
Yeah,
We gotta
regular
keep that
Dompe is
on.
B tier. Dead Dompe is triple S tier. Because he's always looking out. Dead Dompe is omnisciently watching over you.
I
Shout outs
think.
to Lincoln and Epona too for making this. Let's go, Emily.
Oh yeah.
This is awful. What do you mean? What's wrong with the tier lists? Where was I wrong? I'm pretty
I
sure this is
think
perfect.
we're missing the ultimate daddy, which is like the Goron Elder from Majora's Mask.
The one with like the massive fat lip
Yeah.
that like quivers in the colds.
Mm.
Should Rivali not be an A tier? Damn.
So
This tier list is how daddy every older male is. And I didn't get every single old guy, but I got most of them.
it's phenomenal.
High quality. We love it.
You know, this is all Zelda games should be about, right? It's just DILFs.
Exact. That's what I was saying. That's what I play Zelda for, anyways. I don't know about other people, but that's where my priorities lie.
So, is there anything else you want to ask me regarding like Z64O or Wind Waker Online in specific?
I do. Are we like still down to talk about the same conversation topic when Drahsid gets in here, or is it gonna like deviate
Yeah,
to a
of
different
course.
element?
Yeah, you're welcome to ask and or talk about anything relating to it. He's one of the co-developers. He's the guy that lets us do all the really hacky bullshit.
Yes. Hack it up. Hack and slash.
I think he was like installing updates to his computer, and so he's got to wait for that.
That's the worst timing.
Yeah.
No. Okay, wait. Underneath Link's house. I did that. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what I can do next in the randomizer. I've kind of reached
Windows
a
update is
potential
stuck at
dead
99%.
end. I can kill the central Wizrobe on the 7-star platform. Oh, that doesn't sound fun. With a hammer? Really? In this economy? Oh, I can do more stuff in paw print. I can get 2 more there. I didn't realize. Okay. We're good again.
I got stuck in my last rando because of Paw Print Island. I didn't know there was a grotto there that you could hookshot to. And
Oh,
it turns
yeah.
out, yeah, it was ridiculous. I was doing that seed with a friend for like 8 hours, and this was like co-op, so like it should not have taken that long. But I didn't know it existed, and top half was my half.
No, that
And
sucks.
so, yeah, it was entirely me to blame, but I had no idea that check even existed. So I should probably have used the tracker or something. But
Oh, you were? How? Wind Waker randomizer is impossible to do without a tracker.
what I do is I just scan. If I get a new item, I'll just scan the entire sea again. If I can't, if I don't have anything in mind.
You
It's
just
really
go to
bad.
you just go to every platform and submarine again.
Yep. Yeah, you pretty much like take the top left corner, go from that to the right side, and then I go down and go to the left, and so on and so forth until I've eventually run into something else. But the problem is when there are checks that I don't even know exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one where I just will pass it 4 times and be like, okay, well this had a grappling hook.
I hope
That's
I'm
pretty
not
important.
making. I hope I'm not like forgetting anything major right now. Because that's the thing is with randomizers is the item that you need for progression could be like the one thing that's just happening to completely be overlooked.
Right, because with my seed I needed the grappling hook, which allowed access to so many different like temples and other checks, and when eventually, which hit the boomerang, which then allowed us to finish like one temple, and then so on and so forth until we got to the final sword upgrade, and it's just like, okay, well we have go mode. The only thing that was stopping us for literally like 4 hours was that stupid grapple hook.
Well, at least you figured it out and you learned.
Yeah.
And hey, I guess
No.
like just looking around and not succeeding helps teach you the game better, I guess.
Right, because then there's like a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't really think about was checks, and I was just like, oh wait, no, this is a thing. Now I know for next time.
Come on, I need a progression item, man. Just need a simple progression item. That's all I want. It's really kicking my
So-
ass. So you're working on. You said in your mention, like your message, you haven't actually talked about this at all yet. But you said you are working on Twilight Princess online too.
Yeah, so this one's kind of funny as well, because I did this in like a day, because I was like, okay, it took me. Hi, Drahsid, by the way.
Yo, what's up?
Nothing much.
Chillin'.
Nice to meet you. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit. Can you speak for me, please?
Speaking. Hello, 1, 2, 3.
There we go. Okay, I guess you turned up. Just trying to make sure that we're all equally balanced audio-wise.
Hey. So with Twilight Princess, it was like I was bored one day, and I was like, okay, well, if I was able to copy paste like MMO source code and like refactor it for Wind Waker, like how long would it take me to like do the same for Wind Waker 2 Twilight Princess? And
I would love
It
to
took a few-
canoe in Twilight Princess, like go down the river with people. That'd be so much fun.
we don't have any puppets in Twilight Princess yet. I just have like basic data syncing like between like your items and quest items and stuff like that. But we have been working with some of the Twilight Princess decomp developers to like make a really basic puppet, kind of like how basic the Wind Waker one is right now, where it's just like a regular Link model or whatever.
Yeah.
So eventually, hopefully within like the next few weeks or months, there'll be enough like decomp for us to do that.
I wonder if
'cause
there's
one of
any
the
rush. It's just kind of cool to know that it's sort of in the works and that it's potentially possible. And if it's potentially possible, that means it will eventually exist someday, right?
Yeah, I've been basically. I think how the state of like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess is once we have a finished binding from our emulator dev Sylvain, Right now, how Z64 Online works is it's on like a nightly thing where you download a separate launcher and it'll auto-update every time we push a new update, which is usually every night.
Holy shit!
Ooh.
I don't think I've seen that before. I got the Tingle Rupee. It's a rain.
Wait.
Holy crap, that's cool looking.
I don't think I've ever did the Tingle Statue quest before.
Have you ever seen that Rainbow Rupee before?
No.
There we go. It's for Pride Month. It's because Pride Month started today, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go, gay rupees. How much do I get to keep? That's the real question.
I think you can like carry 300 features.
200. Ew, why is it so small? That really sucks.
But
Yeah, finish up whatever thought you just had. I hope I didn't cut it
Mhm.
off too badly.
you're good. So basically, we have this nightly system where every few days or whatever, however long we take to push an update, you can test our beta stuff. So you can like test current builds of like stuff as we work on them and bug test them and give us like information about like if you encountered a bug, we can fix it, stuff like that. So it's kind of like an early access sort of deal. And once we have like the emulator stuff set up, we should be able to put Wind Waker Online and Twilight Princess Online on those without too much trouble, because the way I view it is that they're pretty playable right now. You're just not going to have like the same feature set as Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask Online,
Yeah.
but like I think it's a really good start.
Hell yeah.
So
Well, I'm so excited.
maybe
Good for you. I'm glad that you're figuring that out. That's like really cool.
yeah.
The fact that you're the person doing it, like, if you can make it happen, then progressive wallet. Let's go. Let's go. I can't believe they didn't give me this as my first item from the auction. My next question is, as a content creator, what could I do to help? Or like, what's some advice you could give me when I can make more videos and stuff on online content that could help Mod Loader itself? Like information maybe you could give me that I could like maybe talk about in commentary, like stuff like that.
Right. So in regards to that, I think what would be a pretty good thing is if you have any questions on like how certain features could work or what kind of features would be planned, like I'd be more than happy to like give a statement on like how certain things work if it would be interesting to like the viewers, or if you wanted.
Whoa!
Oh man.
Jesus! That was just a 25 sub gift drop. And we just reached 850. He said fuck Wind Waker. He's like, we're
Fuck
done with
Wind
this
Waker.
game.
Oh man, no Wind Waker Online. I see. Nah, joke.
I have a question.
What's your question, Drahsid?
When does enemies sync?
Oh boy.
When does what?
Enemy sync. It's a joke we have. People ask for enemy sync in our online projects a lot, without really understanding how difficult it would be to do that. And
If
so
you
we
want to
just
know the difficulties, I can go through them.
Yeah,
But-
go ahead
Yeah.
and share it.
So basically, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are single-player games, right? So, like
Yeah.
at their core, that's what they are. So when we make them online, the online multiplayer that we add to them is technically not real. It's technically just like a bunch of really fancy game shortcuts, making it like kind of multiplayer. So the issue of enemy sync is that enemies are very deterministic, and what deterministic means is that their behavior is determined. Like you give them an input, they have an output, and that's that. What that means is, unfortunately, on every client, they are going to do their own thing based on like the inputs that client gives it.
Mm-hmm.
So to sync enemies, you would essentially have to take away the client part of the enemies and move that onto the server, and then have the server propagate to like those shells of enemies to actually sync them. And
So
we
like you
do
have to do a lot of
actually
work
have.
for like every enemy pretty much. It would take
we
like,
basically have to rewrite every enemy.
Yeah, damn, that'd be a lot.
But we actually do have a proof of concept that works with some enemies. But when we made it, we were like, wow, this is a lot of work for each individual enemy. But we had a little fun. We added the ability for players to control the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
But we ran into an issue, which kind of like made us stop working on it. And that is, we can't simulate the collision on the server unless we take like a bunch of code from decomp and like make another like world server for every scene.
I swear to God, if they make the auction for the progressive wallet go over 200 rupees, I will be so mad. Oh, there's 5 seconds left.
In any case, there might be enemy sync one day, but if there is, it'll be a lot of work for me individually.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but that was just a really devastating moment. That if I was like 2 presses away from winning that. Wait, I can still get it, right?
Yeah, you just come back.
Oh my God, that is so freaking lame. That was my fault. I should have mashed harder. Dang it. Okay, that's a casino. Oh, okay. Okay, you can finish your thought. Sorry, that was just the devastation for me.
Oh, well, that's basically it. Enemy sync is a lot of work, and currently, with the few tests that we've done with it, or we've done more tests with it, but our other tests are less interesting because they run into the same issues you run into when you try to do like syncing client stuff over like a peer-to-peer thing.
Yeah.
Which is like everything is janky and doesn't work. But with,
What about
with
bosses?
a good
Somebody
idea,
said
which
bosses.
is
Would it work better for bosses?
that depends, but not really. Like the problem is still kind of the same. You still have to rewrite the enemy to work on the server and like propagate the relevant information to the clients. But pretty much with our current test, the issue is collision, and we're probably not going to do much on that for a while because there's other stuff we're working on.
Yeah, it doesn't seem
We'll
that
probably see
necessary.
PvP first.
I think the multiplayer is like more so for like being able to spread out, but then sort of like see each other and maybe like
I mean,
a little bit of role playing.
kind of the way that we look at it is most people just run past all the enemies. That like straight up, people just walk past enemies. Unless you need to kill the enemies to progress, people don't pay any attention to them. So enemy sync
that's
isn't,
definitely the case
like,
for most.
particularly important.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe that's something you could add. Make a version of Ocarina of Time where combat is more imperative. You guys, what game do you hope gets randomized next? Because it can't be Wind Waker anymore. What would be the next best choice in your guys' opinion out of the?
Minesweeper.
That's not an option.
Um,
That is the original randomizer, though.
have you done any TP rando yet, Tyler?
That's the one I've done the least, I think.
Yeah, I would like to see TP rando because I think it's the rando I've seen the least of, personally.
Let's see, Wind Waker randomizer completion. Oh, after that, let's see, what was the last? What is it at? Was it 8%? I would say we're at 15% Wind Waker completion. We did not make much completion there. We're just kind of sailing around all willy-nilly.
So I was thinking, if you wanted, I could show just like a little bit of a really quick showcase of like Wind Waker Online.
Yeah, do you have it up?
Yeah, let me just grab like a little quick screen share.
Hell yeah, I'll share that real fast. Let me
Just
close-
keep in mind, this is extremely early still. Things won't look. One sec, let me.
All right, guys,
Yeah,
we're getting the first look at Wind Waker Online. You guys ready for this? I think they are. I'm just trying to rearrange my windows. Can I make it full screen?
There you go. So, right now, the puppets, which represent the other players, are really, really, really simple. Like I said, they're just a T-posing Link with a fucked up face.
Yeah, his face is just like
And-
it looks like he was wearing a mask.
Yeah, and I have to control both with like one controller right now. But basically, items are all synced, and so say I were to go grab a check on one player, the other player would get the item from that check. Some things aren't synced, like rupees, but I can add an option for that because I know like this game's kind of awful with its rupee quests.
Yeah.
Um,
Dang.
so yeah, like
It's
right
it's also
now,
cool to be able to actually see this. The fact that Wind Waker Randomizer Online is actually like an existing thing. Like, freaking
our
go.
plan is to make like full compatibility with like Wind Waker randomizers, like custom models, like kind of like OOT online, where everyone can have their own custom model that is like accurately represented. Let's see. So right now, like I said, it's really basic, so there's not like another um boat or anything, but we want to make a boat puppet so you can see other players like screw around in the ocean. But yeah, so
This
I wish I
character
could show
model is
more
really
off.
cool too.
Yeah, this character model was made by Big Shark Z.
I
They made
don't.
a lot of
The shark fin
uh
in the water whenever you swim though is so extra.
yeah. They made like a lot of did my game okay, I was scared I crashed.
No, not the crash.
Big Shark's made a lot of really cool Wonder Waker random models, and he gave us like permissions. Like, if you guys want to get custom models working, you're more than welcome to use mine as like, a base of testing sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so just like an OT online, we plan on having custom models and the puppets to actually animate and represent what the player is currently like wielding, etc. Noises, stuff like that. Ideally, anyway.
Yeah. Dude, this is phenomenal.
I was thinking on after I move, I'll have like a more dedicated like place to myself where I could stream in privacy. And I was thinking of doing like development streams or like public testing whenever I'm able to get around to that.
Yeah, I'd be
'Cause I
down for
want
that
more
with like test
test-
streams too.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to like do any collaborations with people because it's really hard to test right now with just me. And whenever I asked Den to get some like stuff set up to make it more convenient, so hopefully in the future I'll be able to play test with like other players without having to like shoehorn a bunch of files over to them
Yeah,
and
for real.
cry like we did
Cry.
the other day where we spent 2 hours trying to get this working because it's so weird and messy.
Casey,
but yeah.
you did spoil. And because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and spin this randomizer wheel real fast, just so we can see what game we're gonna play next, so I can start setting that up while you're showing this.
Of course. So that's kind of like all there is to show right now with Wind Waker, because the other stuff is kind of self-explanatory, like the syncing. I'm trying to get just more stuff like working so you can actually like do full playthroughs without like stepping on each other's toes with like bugs and whatever. So yeah,
I'm down to put, like I said, maybe next week we can do a stream and like do like a more dedicated like test and playthrough, try to beat like a randomizer or something.
yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Yeah, I want to figure this stuff out. Okay, sorry to interrupt, but let's go ahead and spin this rando wheel.
Yeah, we need to get Den to set up a new server so we can have a much easier time with it for us when we play.
Oh, we got more Majora's Mask.
Hey, Majora.
Hey, baby.
So I went ahead and closed my stream for now. Just because there's not really a whole lot else to show right now. But yeah.
What did you think, chat? What did you think of Wind Waker Online? Are you guys excited?
Please be excited.
Are you? They're like, boo, fuck Wind Waker. No. Yas. Hell yeah, of course the hosts are going to be excited. We love Wind Waker. Then, She won so many channel points. Jesus Christ. How many channel points were put on Twilight Princess? 52,000? Damn, Newt. You just lost 50k channel points. That's a terrible L. That's... Whew. Don't envy you right now. Alright, well, I'm going to set that up. Does Mod Loader work for any other games except for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask?
Yes, Mod Loader works for every N64 game.
Wait, really?
Now, every N64 game isn't going to be online, obviously, because that requires a mod, but Mod Loader is just like a wrapper for Mupen 64 Plus, or our fork of it.
So
How many
and
games
it
have
adds
online
various
mode?
features. How many games have online? What is that? There's OT, MM, BK, SM64, Mischief Makers. Can't forget about Mischief Makers.
Of course.
Which has been how long has the server been running for that? We haven't rebooted it in forever. Let me
let me
check.
take it.
Does Banjo-Kazooie have online?
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, SM64, OT, MM, and Mischief Makers. Mischief Makers has been running for 8,216 hours. Let's go.
Whoa. I think we have
They're the
it.
only ones that get rebooted periodically, but we have a joke where we just don't reboot Mischief Makers.
I don't think I've ever
So-
played Mischief Makers, so I don't even know what that game is.
It's a 2D platformer for the N64, where the gimmick is you grab things and you throw them and shake them. It's a very good game. I do recommend you try it out sometime.
I'll definitely look into it. It sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've ever actually even seen it, which is surprising. Is it a big
feel like-
game for, like, was it a popular one?
I don't know if it was really super like acclaimed. I don't think it sold that much,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's considered one of the best games for the N64 in retrospect.
I'll
And
definitely
it's
have to
also
try
not
it.
very long. Like you can beat the game in 8 hours.
Is it on
if you don't
Nintendo
know
Switch
anything.
Online?
No.
Damn, that sucks. Hopefully. Would there be any reason why they wouldn't put it on Nintendo Switch Online?
I guess like Nintendo would just have to communicate with Treasure, and Treasure would have to be like, "Oh yeah, we can license that to you." But I'm not sure that's even on Nintendo's radar, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, like, how many games Nintendo plans to port over to the online, or if it's just going to be, like, a very specific, like, set or something. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure, like, when Nintendo first released the Nintendo Switch Online app, people data mined it and got several, like, game IDs, but other than that, I'm not too sure if there's anything else other than that little research.
Yeah.
But, anyway. So, yeah, like Drahsid said, there's those games, and I want to be working on more games for, like, Mod Loader in general. For GameCube, I have, like, you know, Wind Waker Online, Twilight Princess Online, and then also for GameCube, I've been kind of fiddling with Sonic Adventure Online with
Ooh.
one of our co-developers, Jerry.
Chow Garden?
Yeah. Basically, I wanted to create like a cooperative Chow Garden that wasn't just like a two-player parsec hack or whatever. Where you could actually like take care of Chow like asynchronously. Someone can come and go, do levels, earn rings, and all that stuff.
That'd be insane. I've, like, always wanted to go back and, like, play more Chow Garden.
I have a little bit of progress on it. It's just like one of those things where it's like I have so many different things to work on that it's like I wish I could devote more time to it.
What things are your focuses or your main priorities right now? What do you
The
want to finish
closest-
next?
The closest thing we are gonna finish is likely gonna be Z64 Online, so then we can move on to other things. Like Wind Waker Online will be my next major like thing. I might even finish Wind Waker Online, or not finish, right? But
Before
like I'll
you
probably
do that, you have to finish Groundhog's Day mode for MM.
right. Did we? So MM's getting like a pretty big upgrade in like the new version. So I've added time sync mode, so you can. The old MM Online was asynchronous, where other players can do whatever they want in any time of day, like relative to each other.
Yeah.
So like someone could be on day 3, someone could be at day 1. Everyone's doing their own thing. They're just cooperating checks and items to get to the end.
I
Whereas
think
in
synchronized
time sync,
time would be very necessary for it to be like what it should be.
Time sync is a mode that I have been always wanting to add to Majora's Mask ever since I started working in Majora's Mask Online, and it's only something I've only been able to implement recently, where everyone's on the same exact clock and schedule. If someone slows down time, it slows down time for everyone. Events happen obviously at the same time. Excuse me. Someone does Song of Time, it triggers everyone's Song of Time. Stuff like that. So it's a mode that requires a lot more cooperation, but I think it's like that's kind of the best part about it. Some people kind of just want to do their own thing and not have to stress about what their teammates are doing at certain times, and if something gets missed, well, they'll have to reset cycle. But you kind of got to optimize and be like, okay, well, you don't want to reset cycle over and over again. You want to do as much as you can in a cycle, even if you miss something.
Yeah. Is it possible to complete a rando in one cycle? Probably not.
I think it is. We've had a
Technically, yes, because all you need to beat Majora's Mask is the boss remains.
And Oath to Order, right?
Yeah, and Oath to Order, that's right.
And
Yeah,
is
so
there
if you get
anything you
really
need to
lucky.
beat Majora?
No, you can. I think you could just use a sword.
You can beat Majora as Deku.
You can?
Oh,
Yep.
What?
There's even flowers in the arena so that you can, like, shoot yourself out of them.
What?
you can't actually see them, but they're in
No,
the
you can
floor.
see them side.
Well, what I'm saying is like they're not like the traditional flowers. They're like
Oh, no, yeah, that's right. They
like,
do look
textured
very
into
different than normal, like, flowers, but you can use them.
That's news to me, honestly. That's cool, though. I'll have to look out for that next time I'm fighting Majora. Which will assumedly be within the next couple days. If I can ever beat a Zelda randomizer, let's see if I can beat any of them. Let alone. I'm glad Mario 64 is not on here anymore. I'm not a huge... Mario 64 isn't my favorite.
I've never
too
been too
chaotic.
much of like a platformer fan. Weirdly enough.
That is kind of weird, especially since Zelda's it's pretty much... I guess Zelda is a platformer, but it's like not... You can't jump. It's more so... The platforming is different. Like...
I like the puzzles and like world building of some Zelda games, whereas Mario and stuff like that I feel is more. I know this is super controversial, and this is just my opinion. I just find less substance.
Well, there's
And-
definitely a substance. There's not that much story, or the music isn't as like thoughtful. There's not so much symbolism or culture in Mario.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. Like I love Mario. I just I'm one of those weird people who like would probably play an RPG instead.
Yeah, I bet half the people in here would probably be on the same page and agree with you. Not gonna lie.
I'm getting burned down as we speak.
Burn down. Burn the witch. No!
My house is on fire.
I mean, it happens. Two Clan can get pretty wild sometimes if they get pissed off.
But speaking of RPGs, I'm
Xenoblade.
making an MMORPG for the N64.
What? Why?
Because I thought it would be the best shitpost homebrew that I could make.
Well, clearly you don't value your time very much.
I've actually, it's really funny. So he's made the like all the engine and stuff, and I'm trying to make like the assets and whatnot. For the, like getting used to the whole like asset creation for it, I've made some questionable test designs. For example, our main map, or one of our main models that I made to like test out the engine.
Mm-hmm.
its texture is just like a dick. Like
Oh,
just repeated all over it. It's really
I
stupid.
asked Sai to
Nice.
make me a terrain, and terrain was like, "I got you," and she made a terrain and then drew a bunch of dicks on it.
okay. This MMORPG is sounding a bit more worthwhile now. I'm sold. That's all I need to hear. Let's play.
There's no actual game yet. I'm just like writing like the back end at the moment.
If
But
you're gonna make a game like something like that big as an MMORPG, why for the Nintendo 64 and not just like with your own like game engine
Well,
to where you could like sell
thinking-
it as a product?
I was thinking, there's not many RPGs for the N64, and wouldn't it be funny if it was online?
It would be funny. Like it would be a meme.
The whole 2 people that can play it on Earth.
That's like that like is like the type of meme where it's like that J. Cole lyric where he's like, some people make millions, other people make memes.
If you're not making memes, you're not doing it right.
Basically, I also do a lot of stuff in the N64 scene. So I thought it'd be a nice way to learn more about the actual process of developing for N64.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, I think it's so cool that people like that we all have like such nostalgic for like these eras. Oh my god, I'm getting killed by boners. Fuck.
You don't have magic.
Oh my god, I can't get out. Oh my god, that was stupid shit. Oh no.
Depression.
Oh, I just
It's like
spawned
a
right
skill
here.
problem.
I don't get any hearts back? What? I got boned to death, dude.
Someone in the chat mentioned the N64 DD. The N64 DD is not something I'd ever want to make anything for because there's no reason to. Like, an N64 cartridge can hold more space than a DD disc, and DD discs are also just overwhelmingly slower. And for a console that's already bottlenecked by bandwidth, it's not something that is really like worth using.
Yeah, that. Oh, did I just fall in here again? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
The DD does sound funny, but it's not worth it.
That was. What games needed the DD? Was there any that like required it?
There were a few like
Mario
like
Paint.
Japanese. Yeah, Mario Paint. I know there's like an F-Zero X expansion for the
F-Zero?
Japanese DD.
What? Really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's like an F-Zero expansion disc.
I don't think that actually came outside.
Oh, was it not actually released?
Yeah, I think it was intended to like have a map editor or something.
Mm-hmm. I've actually played it. Like it's a thing that's like I guess.
Oh
can
well,
find
I might be wrong. I don't know. There's a couple things. There's actually an online game for the N64. You can't play online anymore, but there was a game that had like a RJ15 port, which is like the phone line.
Uh-huh.
Mahjong for the N64 DD had online multiplayer.
That's amazing. That was the future.
So they're gonna make our RPG just like Phantasy Star Online N64 knockoff.
What's if like more people were to get into the Nintendo 64 modding scene, where would be like a good area for them to start, or like what does the
Well,
modding scene
I
need more of
suppose
right
I suppose
now?
it depends on what they're trying to do, like as like a modding thing.
What does the modding scene need more of right now for N64?
Did you say what does it need more of?
Yeah,
Zelda ROM hacks.
Uh,
I feel like making a full ROM hack, like, wouldn't it be easier for like more specialized things? Like for one person just to make more models, so people can have things to make the ROM hacks more like specialized.
Well, yeah, like there's like asset creation you could do for people to like use in their homebrew or like ROM hacks or whatever. I think that's a good possibility.
I think the question of like what does modding need more of is kind of like you can't really answer that because like people mod because they want to do something with like something that they like or whatever, right?
Mhm.
It's like a totally personal thing when you make mods.
What
Yeah,
is
for
like?
example.
You say your example.
Yeah, I said for example, I got into the whole modding thing with making mods for Ocarina of Time because it was just like I was really inspired by some of the mods that some people have created in the past with the game, and I wanted to make some stuff with it as well. So like, that's kind of what got me into my whole entire journey was learning what I needed to make something of my own with Zelda, and then eventually it grew into what I'm doing now.
How is the
So,
community right now for like Mob Loader and Zelda Online?
um, right now we're kind of like in an in-between where we're working on like the next like major update, but because of just the nature of like how big it is, it takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now it's mainly just like a lot of like regulars playing and interacting. But I'm hoping to like reach out and like during development and like make things more like accessible and approachable for people to like learn about what else is happening and to be more like forthcoming with like updates. Um, kind of like just make sure people know what's going on because a lot of the time we work in like our own bubble and we don't really our reputation kind of like our mods are kind of like just word of mouth. And so I'm trying to like we never really had like too much of like a PR sort of deal or not PR but like we never really actively presented our stuff, so to speak, outside of the community, and that's kind of like I want personally, just not unrelated to the other developers, is to like bring more people in. But
Like I said, I'm definitely gonna do what I can this summer to get really involved with like more of the community side and doing stuff. So,
mhm.
um, yeah, like I said, how many people can play? Oh shit, how many people are able to play on Mob Loader out like in one world?
Until you run out of RAM.
So
So the actual answer, theoretically, is approximately what it did crash at when we were doing that test site. I think it was like 1,023,
People?
and that was because, well, puppets were spawned at that point, which theoretically is people.
So you can theoretically have 1,000 people in Zooter Online, but like I guess
yeah,
if it crashed, everyone had.
your frame rate will get really bad at some point,
and they
and
didn't have
then
any
it'll
models
eventually
either.
crash. No, they had models. They had the default Link model, which is technically a model, but the crash side wasn't because we ran out of memory. Actually, it was because like the emulator crashed because it couldn't render that much stuff.
So what's like a safe number for like a limit? Like what's like a number that you could like like limit it to and like know for a fact you'll probably be safe?
So I would say like there is no number of people that you will probably ever have in one lobby that will be unsafe.
What about whenever we did? Well, I know this was like for 2.0's release, but we had like several dozen people in like Hyrule Field, and the game just died because of Polyupo crashing.
Oh yeah, that was 2.0 before we had a bunch of hacks.
I don't know how it is now, but
So on our 2.0 release, we opened up a lobby to everyone on like live stream, and I believe there were about 250 people in this lobby, and the game didn't really like having that many people at that point because we didn't have like as much hacky bullshit going on or memory available to the emulator. So it got to a point where the display lists, which are the commands that the N64 uses to render things, basically.
Yeah.
They were overflowing the allocated like memory for them and causing the game to crash.
Damn.
But again, that was in 2.0. We're in 3.0 now. Everything works way better.
When would 4.0 come out?
that'll be with Z64 Online. I guess like, are we gonna call it 1.0 Z64 Online? Because technically it's like
I think we're
4.0.
just gonna keep calling it 3.0. I don't know. I don't think we've discussed this.
I mean, I feel like it's like a complete revamp, so I'd call it like just 1.0 Z64 Online. But anyway, it's semantics. Uh, it should be more stable, like the current live build that people can play right now. Um, I I've had lobbies with up to 20 people, and that's not like the limit. That's just how many we had in a call at the time. So
That seems like a good amount. But like,
yeah, I
because
don't.
like the thing, I have the with my online audience, I could I'm trying to think of like how many people I could probably get if I like made a video like saying like, hey, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
We could probably do like a big test, like a big stress test sometime, and see how many
Keep in
people we can really
mind,
pull through.
keep in mind that like the limit only applies to like individual scenes that players are in. So like in theory, like with every scene in the game, you could have like it is meant like pretty much like hundreds of players in them.
I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom real fast. Be right back.
Got it. So basically, chat, it's like you can pretty much have as many people as you want. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the only area that might have overwhelmingly less like players available would be the Ganon fight, because Ganon is huge.
I think 3D Market also has some issues because it's like incredibly like I don't think it's ever crashed from too many people, but it does get freaking laggy because of Market just has no memory. At least as far as I've tested, like back
Well,
back
what
when we
low
tested
memory
it
would
quite a-
cause lag?
That's probably just I guess how
Too detailed.
I don't know. The map is only like a couple thousand triangles and it's severely optimized. Like I've had maps on hardware work with like double the tries in like less um room for things to call. Um and in fact I tested it in like Lake Hylia scene instead of like Market and like it wasn't crashy or laggy.
Oh
But
well. I guess there's something missing there that we need to figure out.
right, I think it's because like there's a lot of like hard-coded bullcrap going on in a lot of scenes. That's what me and Den like determined, and like Market and just in general, like we didn't really have a choice if we wanted to like support what was it, like entrance rando or something. At least at the time anyway. We probably could do something about it now, but it was just a lot of really hard-coded bullcrap regarding like the PNGs or whatever, the JPEGs. And so it's a little laggy, but
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is?
yeah.
I'm back.
Hey Tyler.
Can you explain what is a JPEG? I don't know if I know what that is.
Really?
Mm-mm.
A JPEG is a file format for a picture.
Oh.
It's like a compressed, lossy file format.
Oh.
And OOT
So it's not
uses...
when you peg somebody.
Yes.
Okay, making sure. I was eating some Fruit
Like a
Loops.
PNG but worse. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to try like a big lobby and test out like just how much things could take. I also want to like in my plan to like try and bring more people in or get more people to like try things out. I want to like stream Zelda 64 online. It's like development or like beta, like public testing, like where we can have lobbies of people joining. Same thing for Wind Waker. So I'm hoping whenever I do like get around to my move in a couple of weeks, once that's all settled down, I should be pretty productive.
I hope your move goes well. Is
I
your
appreciate it.
how is your environment right now?
Right now it's like kind of like a double-edged sword where like I have the privacy
Squill, do you not
to
understand
stream.
sarcasm? What the heck?
What?
Squill really thought I didn't know what a JPEG is, and I'm just like,
Oh.
I'm just like, Squill, what? That's literally, half of my job is literally making JPEGs to put on YouTube for a fucking thumbnail. So like, Jesus Christ. He should have known that he was my roommate for 3 years. The fact that he, out of all people was the one person who like didn't understand the sarcasm. Listen, you've said stupider things and meant it. Okay, that's also true.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
But you know, my environment right now is kind of hard for me to like stream from, because like I have like a lot of family who make a lot of noise and don't know how to knock.
Hey, what's wrong with family coming into the stream? Fan cam, you know?
There'd be a lot of yelling.
A lot of yelling. Bad yelling or good yelling?
It's never good yelling.
No.
But yeah, so basically moving to somewhere where I can do a lot more of my like work in peace with just a healthy environment. So I'm looking forward to that, because then it's easier to interact with people when you know that like you have the time and like comfortability to do so.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because then you can like make more defined schedules, not have to worry about your family going crazy in the background.
Especially because it's like summer now, so like any children or whatever are just gonna be going buck wild during the day, and like
We do not like buck wild children. It's
Right,
unnecessary.
so-
It's like, children, calm down. What are you achieving by screaming right now? No, Mikau, I'm not gonna help you. You can drown. I don't have Song of Healing, so you're
you
just gonna
just
have to
couldn't
die.
crank enough 90s in Fortnite. You have to understand, Tyler.
The
But-
90s were the best time. That's when VeggieTales was at its peak. There was not a better time in our history than when VeggieTales was at its peak.
Remember as a kid watching VeggieTales and then immediately like later on that day on Netflix just watching like Full Metal Alchemist, like the contradiction.
Yes. Oh! The fucking bonefish. Can I get up to this rock up here during... Wait, I have the hookshot, don't I? I do have the hookshot, never mind. I can answer my own question. But yeah, I definitely agree with like the whole entire environment thing. If anything, like, I feel like environment is like everything for a stream. Like if you have a cool like living environment, then your stream is like typically gonna probably even be better. Like if you have like, because your environment kind of also rubs off on you and how you carry yourself to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
If your
I can get a
environment's
hot tub
stressed,
and have that be my environment when I stream.
I like having a bunch of strippers twerking around me whenever I stream.
He gets it.
I'm a man of culture. It helps me. It helps keep my mind like, you know,
Focus.
yeah, focused. Yeah. Strippers twerking around me definitely helps keep me focused. That's how my brain works.
That's the only way your brain should work.
There's a grotto right here, isn't there? Like up next to where I'm not sure
Yes.
how well you know the checks, but we have enough bombs. Where's it at?
Do you have blast mask?
No, I don't.
Rip.
This is under the rock by the fairy shrine. Wait, I think maybe I already got this one. I might be thinking of this rock over here that I already went underneath. You love the way I say grotto? Sometimes I say grotto, sometimes I say grotto. There's not really much consistency there. I just kind of do whatever I want.
But yeah, planning on getting this stupid chest stuff working in Wind Waker, because I really don't want a situation where last time I was playing a seed with someone where I went to go like check the checks that they did to make sure like they didn't miss anything, and I was just like opening the chest they'd already opened and getting like progression items because how
that's
like
a
it works.
But that's
Yeah, because if there's like a progression or upgradable item, like a bow or a sword, if you pick it up twice in the same chest, it just goes up and up. And, like, that's breaking logic. Don't want that to happen.
Yo, what's up? Hello, Mr. Tall. I caught up this time. What's up, Mr. Nackwin? How you doing? Did you guys get home okay? I'm assuming you guys did since you're answering the message. Yeah, pretty much what PSI was just saying is Wind Waker's set up, the Wind Waker randomizer online is set up to where if one person opens up a chest, it doesn't open up for both people. So that's like the biggest thing that needs to be pretty much changed before it be very playable, right?
Yeah, because like you can, since everything is syncing, you can do like a whole lot, like cooperatively. So like you can split up. It just becomes a problem where you like retrace each other's steps, because you don't know what the other player has done.
It's not like
'Cause
detrimental to like open the same chest twice, is it?
it's not. It just can break logic sometimes when you get like you open a chest that has a progressive sword upgrade. And then you open that chest again, you'll get the next sword upgrade when you weren't actually supposed to get it in that chest.
Oh, that was happening in. Was that happening when we were testing it, or was I playing another thing that happened on?
I don't think so. We didn't test a whole lot, but I can't remember honestly.
I played something randomizer within the past week where it had that same exact issue, but I can't remember. And what happens if both players open the same chests? You just get the same thing twice, but like if it's something like you said with progression, you would get both upgrades instead of just one of the upgrades, so you would like pretty much double up, or like rupees would be doubled, or heart pieces would be doubled.
Right, you can like.
What happens when you pick up a heart piece when you have 20 hearts?
We would just force it back down to 20.
Oh damn! You should add more lines.
I mean, you could, but I think the like the heart display gets really glitchy, and I don't want like to. I would sync it, but that means like if people are duplicating stuff, then they'll yell at us for it being buggy.
As they should. I would yell at you too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would definitely give you Karen attitude, Karen energy.
Cat, let's just take a good moment to start yelling at Sai.
I've deserved it.
Hey,
I've done nothing but
yelling gets shit done. Sometimes it lights a fire in your people's ass.
for us, it just makes us really spiteful. I joke.
It's a mixture of both sometimes. Depends on the circumstances. There's variables.
The main joke is that anytime someone asks for something, and we've already said like a billion times that like we're working on it, or it'll be whenever it's done, we just say delayed another year.
Oh my god, that's so trollish. No. I should start doing that too, because I work on projects too, and I put things off to the side for long periods of time. Usually kind of just don't respond to them, because it's like, if you're somebody who's like creating anything, it could be a full-time job to respond to the comments asking when the thing you're releasing is coming out.
Yeah, I never give out release dates. I just try and like aim for goals. And if I don't get it, well, okay, well, I'll extend the goal or whatever, I guess. So like whenever I say like soon, I don't mean like I was like, oh, I really want to have something soon. Like, I'm in no control of how soon that is, and I will not tell you how soon it is because it isn't gonna be concrete, so to speak.
You're so funny. Somebody said
It'll be as soon as I can do it, like, and that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm. Dazadrin pronounced your name. He didn't call you PSI, he called you Psy, and that's how they pronounce the K-pop dude's name.
I feel like this is the second
Gangnam
time in like
Style.
the last week that someone's made that joke about my name.
And this probably won't be the last, as long as it's pronounced that way. He just released like his first album in like a decade, a couple days ago. I listened to some of the songs, and none of them were as good as Open Gangnam Style. Yeah, one song with one of the dudes from... Oh, what's the really big K-pop group that's like really overrated? Not necessarily
BTS or something.
BTS, yeah. He did a song with one of the guys from that. That was pretty good.
I don't think I've only listened to like a K-pop song when it's
K-pop
used
is
in some
really good. Like, there's some really like smaller K-pop groups that sound really fucking badass. That like really use like rap and like dubstep and like cool productions. Like, I feel like some of the coolest K-pop groups are the ones that are overlooked.
Yeah.
BTS
heard
is
some,
a
like-
lot more commercial, I guess. It's like very, very digestible K-pop.
The music I listen to is pretty like stupid, I guess. I don't listen to a lot of like varying genres. I just really like melancholic or like slower tunes,
Lo-fi?
or sort of mainly like
Like, hello, darkness, my old friend. That's pretty
sort of like that.
melancholic.
I don't know if you know like Cigarettes After Sex, or
I have not heard of them. I've also never had a
basically-
cigarette after sex, and now I feel like I should. I
or
usually just smoke weed after sex. That's my high. That's my smoke of preference.
some The Neighborhood or whatever, like the
I
1975.
love The Neighborhood, yes. Sweater Weather, that song is always going to be a jam.
Yeah, like I don't listen to a whole lot else. I really ought to, because I always like find something I really enjoy, but I don't know where to start finding other similar things. It's just like, okay, well, this is like the diamond in the rough here, but like only because I have no idea how to find anything others apart from video game music, I guess.
Money. I can definitely say the music I make is not super chill and melancholic. Melancholic? What the word?
I'm not entirely sure what I would call like the stuff I just say melancholic because it's like
Melancholic.
slow and somber.
Melancholic almost sounds like you're an alcoholic for watermelon. You just went, there's a melancholic.
I like what we're cooking up today.
I like what we're cooking up too. Cooking up some melons, baby.
All I need to live off of in regards to music is Xenoblade soundtrack.
It's the only soundtrack I need to live. That's probably a really large soundtrack with how large the game world is. Assuming they don't like
Yeah.
repeat the same songs everywhere.
No, they don't really. Like, all of the Xenoblade games have some pretty phenomenal tracks.
I'm so excited to play that this summer.
I've been replaying all the games again, and I've got 3. I'm gonna like sit down for the entire month and just like no life it.
Wow. You don't understand. Sai is really bad at these games.
Yeah,
Because she doesn't pay attention to the mechanics at all.
I just brute force the game, and it's my favorite.
Isn't like the mechanics like the people's favorite part about Xenoblade? It's like the
Oh
combat.
no, like I've been learning them. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not like ignorant. I just don't care to be optimal or good. I just
Oh, I don't either.
vibe.
I
and
play
Drahsid
Zelda like
likes to lean on
nonstop,
me for it.
and I never optimize any of my gameplay. If anything, I keep it a little bit unoptimized just so people feel like it's a bit more relatable.
Like,
Always
I've
having
put-
too much of a mission is like almost. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta be more leisure and just like yourself with the game.
I've put probably like 300 hours into Xenoblade 2, and I'm just like, I'm still gonna play the game like I did the first time, where I didn't know what the fuck certain mechanics were, because it's just like, I just see the cat card, I'm like, I'm gonna play this game.
Oh my god, you're not getting good
Sai
prizes.
is very simple. She sees cat girl she likes.
I love this area, the waterfall rapids. I just like at the very top of a waterfall, and then there's more waterfalls.
I like how the
When I was a kid, I wanted to get over the fence that's like to the what is it? The southern side of the map.
This fence right here.
yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Am
But
on the
I
southern
just
side?
wanted to get over it to see what was on the other side, but I know there's nothing on the other side now.
No, if you go this way, that's what takes you to the Hyrule from Breath of the Wild. Takes
Man.
the ocean goes over to the main body.
Remember whenever Drahsid, I tried to make the Great Plateau in Ocarina of Time?
Yes.
How did that go?
So as it turns out, the Great Plateau is bigger than we remembered it to be. And the N64, unfortunately, has like fixed point rendering for various things. And unfortunately, that means it has a limit for how far things can be rendered and for how close they can be rendered to. And the Great Plateau is too big to fit within that limit, so the fog looked really bad.
Oh no, that sucks. At
I
least
could
you
probably
tried.
like downscale it for sure.
Could it be made in GameCube?
GameCube is a lot more powerful than N64, so yeah.
I could probably do it in like N64. I would just have to like downscale like the place between certain areas. So
Oh, that
they're like,
reminds me. I gotta finish that pack which lets water boxes be any shape.
oh my goodness, I remember that.
I don't think I turned in both Clocktown Stray Fairies, but I can't remember where I found the Clocktown Stray Fairy originally. Unless this would be very clutch if somehow one of the mods ended up, they probably didn't document the Stray Fairy. Did they? What are the chances that they actually got the Stray Fairy logs? That would be so sick. Such a random ass item, I doubt it.
So Tyler, when we do, if we do the Wind Waker Online test stream in the future, would we do like a multi-stream sort of deal where you have your perspective, I have mine?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. And if you have any anyone you want to add to try it out too, feel free. Should probably have something a lot more convenient for you for setting up by then.
So I'm reading the document and trying to figure out where the Stray Fairy is because I might need it. Actually, before I guess I have a spoiler log. Because I already found it once. I could ask the mods to look at the spoiler log. Sorry for deviating.
You're good.
But, randos aren't the easiest to play on autopilot as well.
Yeah.
Especially Majora's Mask rando of all things. Like,
when it comes to OOT, I can kind of autopilot. But the other ones, I just like have to spend like 10 minutes like using my brain power to come up with one check.
Every time I play MM Rando with other people, I'm the only person that knows what's going on.
I still
So I
haven't
can't
beat.
confirm.
I know this is really embarrassing, but I made Majora's Mask Online. I still never beat Majora's Mask Vanilla.
you haven't? What?
Nope. It's really stupid, but every single time I try and play Majora's Mask Vanilla, like the first time I tried to play it was on the Wii VC. I got to like the Great Bay Temple and my Wii broke.
No.
And so I got it again on on an actual Nintendo 64.
Uh-huh.
I had the cartridge and everything. And then at one point I like did a crap ton of progress. I did like 2 dungeons in a single cycle. And I paused the game to like overnight. And I didn't do Song of Time or anything, and my mom turned the game off while I was at school. So I lost like a good couple hours worth of progress, and I got so demotivated I didn't touch it again for a bit. And then
Yo, we're getting
I got
rated. Yo, what's up,
Hey.
guys? How's it going? Do you guys know Swift Dyke?
I do not.
You
pretty
want to know
good at
about Swift
everything
Dyke.
still.
Swift Dyke is freaking
Tell me.
awesome. He's a Twilight Princess speedrunner,
Ooh.
and he's been playing lots of Twilight Princess rando, and really nice guy. Very smart and good at talking with his viewers.
I need good TP players to break Princess Online once we get around to that.
And Ike and viewers, I am talking right now with the developers for Zelda Online, for Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and also working on Wind Waker and Twilight Princess Online. So we're just kind
Hello.
of learning about that, and we've learned a lot, honestly. I'm trying to think if I have any other like major questions that I haven't already asked.
Mm-hmm.
Or if there's anybody in chat that still has any questions about Zelda Online and like any possibilities related to that, this would kind of be the
Yeah.
time.
Like, when is PvP? And
No.
hey, Joe, I'm crying. PvP will be done when Drahsid says it's done.
Yeah, you can plug your Twitch as well if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Thank you. If you guys want to see me develop like these projects on the future and do like public playtesting with viewers, I will be streaming on my Twitch relatively soon, probably later this month after I move. So if you'd like to try out, maybe join. My Twitch is twitch.tv/PSI_Hate, I think.
And
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
post it in chat if you'd like. Someone asked,
Okay.
do you make host client architecture or actual servers?
Like what I do for... Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I mean the questions in chat.
Oh, do I make host client architecture? Well, the people who actually made everything on ModLoader were originally Dan of Lions, the main OOT online dev, and he made like the backend, which is ModLoader 64, which is all like the networking and all that fancy stuff that I don't know anything about. I just work on like the actual modding side of it, but so I don't really know much about like the act of like networking and all those protocols and the actual inner workings of the program we're using, ModLoader 64. But I just make mods using it. So Ocarina of Time Online, Majora's Mask Online, all that stuff, it uses ModLoader 64, which eventually we're hoping to get more support for other consoles that we can make mods for. One of interest is is a Game Boy Advance platform, because we really want to. I really want to make Minish Cap Online.
I would love Minish Cap Online. That sounds like overpowered, honestly.
Yeah, Minish Cap is a phenomenal game. It's probably my favorite 2D Zelda game.
I am in the same exact boat. I definitely think it's the best 2D Zelda game. I'm not sure if anything else can compare, honestly. Like, to be fully honest.
I'm probably a little lame and don't like 2D Zelda as much as like the 3D ones, but I think Minish Cap is probably my one of the best ones. I haven't played it Strando yet, but I did talk to the Rando developers, and they gave me all their information. So whenever I do work on Minish Cap Online, it'll have
The
Rando's
Minish Cap
support
Online
and
community is
everything.
really nice and like very supportive and like
Mm-hmm.
it's very kind. But I wouldn't expect anything different from the freaking Minish Cap community. Like if any video game's gonna have a charming like pure fan base, it's gonna be freaking Minish Cap, right?
Mm-hmm. I freaking love the Minish Cap Brando devs, because they've been really helpful. Like even long before I even had like any like concrete plan to do Minish Cap Online, I pretty much just asked, I was like, hey, I might do this in the future. Is there any like place I could look at for documentation? They just threw everything at me. I'm like, thank you so much.
Here's all of the documents. Here's all the text files.
Yeah, I'm just like
Take it all.
I'm like bowing down. I'm just like, you will not be disappointed when I get around to it. I promise.
So where do you think Zelda Online will be 5 years from now?
Let's see. So
In my closet.
In your
we're
closet?
In my closet.
Oh yeah, it is. Technically, it is in Joss's closet.
It wouldn't be
Not
your closet.
yet,
It's
not
Pride
yet.
Month. It's Pride Month. It can come out now.
I built a new server to migrate the moderator stuff onto because the server that it's currently running on is very bad, and also Den's paying like $5 a month or something for it. So I was just like, I'll just build a new server that's way better, and so I did, and it's in my closet right now. I've got a server closet, and it's one of the servers in there. So 5 years from now, Z64 will quite literally be in my closet.
That's kind of cool, actually, to think about. All the little online people just like inside the servers, just like running around, you know.
Rust. Their progress, their worlds are at his mercy. His power goes out.
I mean, again, so what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna be delivering the letter to Madame Aroma on day 3 to get the prize from her. Then I'm gonna reset the dice cycle, then do the Deku Scrub Playground day 1, 2, and 3, and also the Alien side quest at Romani Ranch. So that's pretty much the rundown.
But yeah, I think Zelda online stuff. I'm hoping, like, at least in the next couple years, we'll have done everything we would want to do, and so we could, because I personally want to like have more than just like at least OOT and MM done, because I want to. Obviously, like, this is a group project. People can have their own projects and everything to work on at any time. Personally, I want to shift my focus onto like other stuff like Wind Waker, TP, and whatever things decide to fancy me. And so I want to get like whatever work I can done on Z64 online.
To Q Mulo in the chat, we do not intend to modify the base game or like base game or randomizer whatsoever. But if someone makes a mod that requires multiplayer, we're perfectly fine with that, and we'd probably even lend our knowledge to help with that. But we don't. We don't want to mod we don't want to change the game to require multiplayer.
I would love a Zelda game that I guess kind of like Three Swords is what he's like asking about, right? Like
like Four Swords or like Triforce Heroes or whatever the hell, where like multiplayer is like a necessary component for like the gameplay. I think that would be cool. It's not something we do, but if someone were to want to make a mod for Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask that like required it, then we'd be more than happy to like work with them to make sure that is a thing. That sort of deal.
That would be really fun. Like, it kind of makes me upset that the only like multiplayer Zelda games we've gotten, I don't think utilize the concepts as well as they could.
My first ever Zelda ROM hack was actually a Four Swords inspired ROM hack where
people still post about it, and it gets really annoying.
Yeah, it's like 5 years old, at least. It's called the Legend of Zelda Four Swords Arena Edition. It's basically a Zelda Ocarina of Time ROM hack where you just have 4 links that you can control with like the 4 different controllers. However, the camera follows like player 1, and so it's really limited. So I added I made all the maps like top-down view to kind of like make it a little bit easier to, like, perspectively anyway.
That sounds
still not
really
perfect.
cool though.
But yeah, that was the first mod I ever made for Ocarina of Time, and I find it really funny that I'm working on an online multiplayer Zelda game like mod now, because like my first ever endeavor, long before I met anyone in the community, like Den or Drahsid and so on, was me making a multiplayer Zelda game, and then now I'm making another multiplayer Zelda game, but for real this time.
It's in your blood, it's in your veins. Can't stop, won't stop.
Some people will like bring up that ROM hack that I did. I'm just like, it's really shown its age, and it's really simple too. Like, it's not even, it's like probably like a 20-minute romp through like a couple small dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still like impressive for what I did at the time.
Tech demo,
but, like,
almost. Yeah.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like, please look at my new stuff.
What what would you say are like the top 3 Zelda ROM hacks for Ocarina of Time that people should play if they could only play like 3?
I think the best one right now is Legend of Zelda Master of Time. It's pretty much like a full-length OT ROM hack where like every single map, like it's a custom story, entirely custom dungeons, custom soundtrack. It's pretty much entirely custom. And I really recommend it. It's really fun. It also works on Ocarina of Time Online, so if you wanted to play it with multiplayer,
Ooh.
we made sure that it is compatible.
Would it be smart to play it for your first time multiplayer, or is it smart to play it by yourself first?
I played it with my first time multiplayer. It's a really, really fun hack, but it's kind of like you also kind of got to go in with like the idea that it was made with by mostly one person.
Yeah.
So, and it does look a little funky, but no, it's super cool. I genuinely think like even if it isn't the prettiest ROM hack, it is probably the most fun and like substantial Zelda ROM hack there is right now. That'll change in the future, but like I definitely recommend Master of Time. And then for my second recommendation, let's see. The Missing Link is really good.
I played that one. That one's really fun. It's short, but it's fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of quality put into that. So, and let's see, what would be like number 3? I've never actually. There's some that I haven't played yet. Like despite being one of like the community, like lead community members or whatever of like, some of the ROM hacking communities, there's just some I haven't played. But have you played Dawn and Dusk?
No, I have not. Only ROM hacks I've played for Ocarina of Time are Zelda's Birthday, Nempi's Adventure, and Missing Link.
Okay, Dawn and Dusk is a ROM hack that I actually worked on. It was made by me and CDI Fails and a few other contributors. Where I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like a mini hack. It's probably about the same length as Missing Link, or maybe like a little bit shorter. But there's a whole lot. There's CDI composed a completely custom soundtrack by himself. He designed some really clever dungeons. And really, he did the most that he could with like the project scope in mind.
Yeah.
Because the Dawn and Dusk was actually a test to see if we could like make a Zelda ROM hack officially for Nintendo 64 disk drive. Where one of the main Nintendo 64 disk drive researchers, Luigi Blood, we worked together with him to where you could like burn a disk of the 64DD with the expansion of Dawn and Dusk on an actual Nintendo 64 Nintendo 64 system. Hardcore Games did a video about it. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of them.
Who?
They booted up on their Nintendo 64 DD
What's their name?
with a disc and all.
What's their
It's
name?
basically experiment. But go ahead.
Say it one more time.
It was basically an experiment. That was just a really cool ROM hack, but like the whole point was like to be a disk drive expansion proof of concept.
Oh yeah. Did the proof of concept work?
Yeah, it worked perfectly. Like even the name is like a tease, like Dawn and Dusk DD, Zelda DD.
Oh, that's actually pretty clever. I like that.
We actually used pseudonyms when we released it, just in case Nintendo, but it's been like 4 years. So, but the pseudonyms were really, really like stupidly easy. to figure out who's who. Like
What is a pseudonym
CDI
again?
was, huh?
What is it? What exactly is a pseudonym?
A pseudonym is, I believe, if I'm not like being stupid here, is like a fake name that you like represent yourself instead of your real name.
Oh.
So like
Attacking toucans?
right. So we used, instead of like PSI-Hate, my name on the credits was PK Love, which was just PSI-Hate but not. And then CDI's was Captain CDI. Like, it was stupid.
I think those are great pseudonyms. I would,
Yeah.
if I was Nintendo, I would never see past through it. I would definitely fall for it. So, I think you're ahead of your game. Oh my god, my millisecond smashed my seconds. That was so good. 51-51, baby. We're not about that 50-50 life. 51-51. There's more than 100. Yes, I got it. We're ready for the sting operation, baby.
Yeah, Nintendo already ignores Mother 3 as is, so like, I put my name as a Mother 3 thing, then, you know, I'm under the radar.
Is PSI-Hate an actual move in Mother 3?
It's, I made the name, inspired by Mother 3's, like, PK Love. Because in Mother 3, it's, I believe it's called PK, at least in like the fan translation, whereas in, the English translations for Earthbound, it's PSI. And so Lucas's main ability in Mother 3 is PK Love. And so I was like, I'm a really massive Mother fan, and I was like, what would be really cool, unique username, and also I'm like an edgy 14-year-old. So
your name does definitely have the edginess side to it. PSI-Hate.
I was like, I'm gonna choose the opposite of PK Love, which is PK Hate, but I'm gonna do like the Western localization version of it from Earthbound, which would be PSI Love or PSI Hate. And now it's, I initially intended it to be like PSI Hate, like you like spell the letters out, but everyone just called me Psy Hate, so I just like, okay, it's Psy Hate or it's Psy.
I'm gonna do PSI. I don't want to put you in the same category as K-pop.
I appreciate it. It's just something I got used to. It was just like, I'd be like, oh no, it's PSI, and then the people would be like, just say Psy, and I'm like, well, fuck it, it works. It's easier to say.
Or just,
and it technically is correct.
Psy, lay Psy.
PSI is for the pressure, no?
PSI is for tire pressure, no? I think so as well. I think you might be right.
Someone once called me, once started saying my name as per square inch. Just to fuck with me.
Per square inch? I'm trying to think of a funny way to use the word per square inch. How much square inchage? Square inchage? I'm just gonna stop it there. I'm not gonna finish that one. My favorite Earthbound attack, tire pressure rocket.
Fuck yeah. Let me let my dog out of my room real quick, 1 sec.
Puppy. Pork? Pork pork? Wait, I have hook shot. I can do a lot of Spider House and Great Bay, I think, now, can't I? Where's my hoe? Where's my horse? I'm so excited, like, even though I'm like loving this randomizer and this like subathon and everything, there's like so much that I've like talked about that I'm like excited to do afterwards, and I'm excited for like everything, all the streams that are gonna happen afterwards once we play all these new mods and stuff.
Fuck yeah. Well, if you need any recommendations on Zelda mods, or
I just got my recommendations. Actually, I already asked you. I'm already on top of it.
You're right. You're right. But yes, should you want to do like any mod loader stuff, feel free to hit me up, etc.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely want us to try to like I honestly think with like the right strategy, we could blow mod loader up and make it like way bigger. We have to make some good content. Some juicy content.
Gucci content.
The content's gotta have that juicy.
No, I just like become the most like obnoxious influencer. Like
Never
Try out
understood
this.
why video games give you currency based off of killing stuff most of the time. It's kind of true. Lots of video games that do just give you currency based off of killing stuff and getting rewarded.
Who the hell is putting coins and rats in RPGs?
I don't know, there's stuff in, like, every single enemy is a fucking coin pinata in RPGs.
Someone said, I remember seeing one post and it was like, who the fuck is putting coins in this like RuneScape boar? And someone replied, piggy bank.
I'm banking on their rupees to be in there. Let's see, can I angle this? Do you believe in me? I did it! I hit the wrong spider web. I'm trying to shoot through a torch right now to hit the spider web. It worked! I'm the master of none.
Hell yeah. Alright, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go for a bit. I haven't eaten today.
All good. Well, it was great
But-
getting to talk to you and have you answer all my questions.
Yeah, should you want to hang out more during a stream or whatever, if you have free time, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I hope you have a really good rest of your stream, Tyler.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you stopping by and chatting.
No problem. And hey, chat, thanks for letting me talk your ear off about stuff that is really lame. Joke.
It's not lame.
Quick
It's
chat.
just fucking dope as
Stop
hell, in my
bullying
opinion.
Sai.
Get out of here with that self-deprecation. You're dope.
Nah, you're
Don't
right.
forget
you're right.
it.
I'm super sexy.
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate it. See you, chat. See you, Tyler.
All right, bye. Have a good one.
Bye. You too.
Is the other friend here still?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up? Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about that might not have been brought up? Because I asked most of the questions to PSI. Drahsid.
Well, unless you have questions about how super hacky stuff works, I don't really have anything to say. I'm just the dude that writes all the super low-end code so that other people don't have to be smart.
Nice. I feel like I'm just at the point now where I just need to play more mod loader with you guys and just build up on the experience. And just have fun with it, you know? That's what it's all about, right? It's a video game. It's about having fun. What time am I ending
We
the
don't
stream
even
tonight?
really play the game that much because we spend more time working on the mod.
Fair. As far as ending tonight, I started the stream a bit later today. I'll probably end up streaming till like 2 or 3 Pacific time tonight. So we'll be up. Probably got like another 11 hours of the stream today. Wait, so Swift Ike is the one who kind of actually inspired me to do the subathon because he just did a subathon just like a week and a half ago, and I was just like ready to get into doing stuff, and it just sounded really fun, and so it's gonna give me advice and whatnot. Is there anything? What am I like from your observations, Ike? Am I doing anything differently than how you did it? I think I'm pretty much doing the same thing, but I don't know exactly what you did. Also, what does 07 mean? I've never...
That's like a salute or a wave.
Is that what that is?
Yep.
Oh... That changes my whole entire life. Not really, but I never saw that connection before. I guess you can't shoot... Are these spider webs different? Can I not do the same thing? Oh wait, Deku sticks. That's right, but I don't have Deku sticks. Dang it. I'm a mess. I'm a complete mess. Oh, here it is. We got the mirror shield. It's screaming at us. Let's hit it. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. And now the game gets to be unsettling for the rest of the time. Woo. The biggest thing, your at night thing is a visual enjoyer rather than a chat game thing. Mirror Shield, let's go. Your at night thing is a visual enjoyer rather than a chat game thing. What? You had words on stream? Forgot, did you sleep on camera? Like, were you on camera sleeping, Ike? Or did I just do that randomly? I got that idea from Ludwig, though, because he's the one who did that first.